What's up, gamers? This is Castle, and here's this abomination of a deck that I've made that I have currently about a 58% win rate at Legend with. So, in this video I'm just going to be talking about what cards I have in the deck, why they're in the deck, and then I'll play a few games, see how I do. So, the first card, Acorn Bear. So, new addition from the new expansion. Really good in Token Druid anyway, because it's giving you gas. But for the purposes of reducing the cost of cards like Mountain Giant in your hand, or buffing cards like Twilight Drake or Bewitched Guardian in your hand, no matter how bad the card is that's in your hand, it doesn't matter. It's always going to do what it's supposed to do. And so this card is actually 1 mana, draw 2 cards. 1 mana, 2/1, Death Rattle, draw 2 cards. This card is actually 1 mana, 2/1, Death Rattle, draw 2 cards, which is like the best card in the game. So we should take advantage of that with cards like Mountain Giant. Crystal Power. This is a new addition to the deck. I've just decided against aggressive decks. Choose one Holy Smite or Flash Heal. It's just good. And then I added Soladris as well. So this is a pretty new addition right here. I used to be just random value garbage, but 27 cards of the deck are the same, so it's not a huge difference here. So yeah, the fact that whenever you combo Keeper Soladris with Crystal Power or Wrath, you're adding 2 cards to your hand, so it's kind of like you spent 0 cards to do that. It just ends up being pretty good, I think. Witchwood Apple. So you played against the Mage deck. They play Book of Specters on turn 2 on the coin, and then turn 3 they play a Mountain Giant. And that's insane. But like, how many? They have like 6 spells in their deck. 24 cards left in their deck. They have like a 1 in 4 times 3 chance to draw a spell. So if you draw 1 spell with Book of Specters, that does not work. This card always draws you 3 cards for 2 mana. Always. It cannot fail. So if you have Mountain Giant, Witchwood Apple in your hand on the coin, you will always play Mountain Giant on turn 3. So now the problem with that, though, is that Witchwood Apple doesn't actually draw you cards. So if you don't already have the Mountain Giant in your hand, it's bad. Or it's worse than Book of Specters. But the plus side of this deck is that we have a lot of cards that synergize off having a large hand. It's not just Mountain Giant, which is cool. So moving on. Wrath, just a good card. Comes with Soladris, but I would have this in the deck even if I didn't have Soladris in my deck. It's just like classic Druid card. Ferocious Howl, the first card that synergizes off of having bonus cards in your hand. This card is really nice. A shield block that can gain you like 8 to 10 armor pretty consistently is very powerful. Card draw is especially valuable in this deck just because we don't have a lot of it. There aren't really good ways to draw cards as Druid right now, but this is a very good card. So Savage Roar, I'm going to be comparing this deck a lot to the old Token Druid deck from Witchwood, where your win condition was just get the turn 8, or 8 mana, and there was ramp, and then play Whispering Wood, Soul Forest, and then some of those minions stick at least, because they can't kill all of that. Then you just roar, and they die. Problem with that now is that we don't have card draw to get to that combo, and we can't ramp to it. But regardless of that, the change in power since then is so drastic that I think that this is actually a legitimate thing. This deck has a lot of different threats in it, so it's not as big of a deal that, you know, you have to do exactly that on turn 8, because we can play like turn 3 Mountain Giant, so we're not just doing nothing until then, which is great. Then Soul of the Forest, it's just a combo with Whispering Woods, not much to talk about here. Swipe, again, nothing to talk about. Just, you're going to have it in every Druid deck ever, unless you can't run spells for some reason. Next is Twilight Drake, just a classic card to put in any hand-type deck, because it literally has the word hand in the card, so you got to put it in. So Whispering Woods. It just turns out that even if you don't have Soul of the Forest, let's say it's turn 4, and you don't have any of your other payoff cards somehow, like Twilight Drake, Mountain Giant, 4 mana 7/7 is pretty good against some decks. You don't want to be doing this against Control Warrior, but you're not going to feel pressured to do it against Control Warrior, so that's not a big deal. Against any mid-rangey or aggro deck, you'd be okay with just playing 4 mana, make 7 1/1s. That's a pretty good card. They might have Fan of Knives, but a lot of the time Rogue, like Tempo Rogue doesn't run that card, so making 7 1/1s is pretty good against Rogue most of the time. Bewitched Guardian, I used to have 2 of this card in the deck, but I found that, for me, in my experience personally so far, I don't value the taunt more than the 1 mana discount, and I don't think you want 4 of this effect. Just a 4 attack guy with a lot of health. So, like, if you're playing against a rogue, that's pretty much the only time that the taunt's going to matter a lot, and they have sap anyway. So I would rather just get it out of the way faster or not have to spend as much mana to get my minion sapped. So 1 Bewitched Guardian's fine for me right now, but it's possible to run 2, and it would be fine also. I got a Big Game Hunter. The only way to kill Van Cleef in the game for Druid. So start running Big Game Hunter, and you can actually beat Van Cleef. If they play it past turn 3. A lot of games I've won because they play a Big Van Cleef and I have Big Game Hunter. And that's just important right now. It's actually back. Ziliax. So this is a combo that I'm doing with Mulch Muncher. So yeah, I'll talk about this card more when I get to Mulch Muncher. Forest Aid. This is a way to activate Mulch Muncher. And this card's crazy because you draw 1 the Forest Aid, and theoretically your Mulch Muncher will cost 0 already because it has twin spells. So it's a Forest Aid that draws you a Forest Aid. It's 10 Treants, 10 dead Treants, 0 mana Mulch Muncher. Obviously, you have to wait till turn 8 to do this, but you're still doing cool stuff before turn 8, so it's fine. Then Mulch Muncher. So imagine you play 2 Forest Aids, then you Mulch Muncher and Ziliax, and you have a 5 mana, 11/10 Rush, Taunt, Divine Shield, Lifesteal. It's pretty good. And that can happen, and if you're playing against a mid-rangey deck and you're kind of like getting grinded out, that is the kind of play that wins the game instantly. If you've seen Trump's like weird Scrap Hound plus Sweeping Strikes plus Ziliax thing that he's doing, where he like basically Reno, that's what this deck's version of that is. Just a really powerful play that heals you. If you manage to do it, you pretty much just instantly win the game, which is fun and cool. And I don't know how good. There's a kind of a core part of this deck, like I would say the whole Mountain Giant, Twilight Drake, Whispering Woods, just all of the cards that are buffed off hand are important, but there's probably like 10-ish cards in this deck that aren't 100% core that I'm just deciding are the best cards to put in the deck. But I might be wrong. This whole Forest Aid, Mulch Muncher, like tokeny package may be wrong. Savage Roars, maybe Savage Roars wrong, but yeah. And then lastly, Mountain Giant, the classic. So again, you're going second, you do nothing turn 1, or play Acorn Bearer. Then Witchwood Apple turn 2, just Mountain Giant on turn 3 every single time. And it's just so powerful. Playing Mountain Giant on turn 3 is just enough to win the game against a lot of things. So yeah, that's the deck. I'm currently 25-18 with this deck, all Legend, with 47% of those games being Rogue. So even with roughly half my games being against Rogue, I'm still positive win rate with this deck. It's currently the first, so I've decided to just try laddering with this deck, see how it does on day 1 where everyone's tryharding again. So yeah, let's do it. Alright, really bad hand. You don't want to be keeping cards like Wrath most of the time. Want to be looking for exactly your good cards. Good cards like Witchwood Apple. So there are only 2 cards in the deck that actually add cards to your hand. Well, 4 cards, 2 of each. Witchwood Apple and Acorn Bearer. So if you see either of those cards, you keep it 100% of the time.
This will be good.
Mountain Giant, Whispering Woods, Twilight Drake, Ferocious Howl, Bewitched Guardian. These are all the cards that synergize off having a big hand already. So you want to keep them less highly because there's more of them. Pretty much Mountain Giant going second is like the main one you want to keep all the time. But if you're going first and against Rogue, it might not be worth keeping Mountain Giant because it might be too slow. I have a feeling this guy is not the tempo deck. Oh. Whoa. This was a very strange play. So yeah, even though I'm doing nothing this game so far, just playing a 4-mana 4/7 into a 5-mana 4/7 with taunt. It's pretty good. And he also did nothing, so I feel like we're both drawing really badly this game. This is gonna be a good game for this Crystal Power, especially if I draw Slodgers. Yeah, it may have been a questionable trade, but I don't want him to be able to get through my taunt with it. Because I could also Crystal Power the taunt if he hits it. That would be cool. It's gonna backstab it.
The Brotherhood shall prevail.
This guy's upsetting me with this place. Does he play something else? Because then it would be big enough to BGH. So unfortunately he hit just the right spot. So I can play Witchwood Apple right now and make my Mountain Giant cost 4. That's not helpful. I think I'm just gonna roar this. I'd be so greedy not to kill this right now, huh? I'm gonna save the Crystal Power. I didn't hit him. Whoops! He's making the video and he can't even attack the enemy hero. What a joke. He's running Life Drinker in his deck. It's happening. So I have 2 Mulch Punchers in my hand. So it really makes you want to get this Forest Aid now. So I'm gonna play this turn because I won't be able to play it next turn if I'm playing Forest Aid. But drawing both Mulch Punchers this early is not ideal. You can't really play them till later. Although I do think it is a good enough card to run to it. Even considering that. Oh no. Just not Leroy. He sapped the tree to just to eviscerate me, okay. Sucks. He drew both saps. One of them didn't even matter. Playing against the greatest duelist in the world.
The forest fights back.
It's too bad I'm the main character of this video. Because I believe in the heart of the cards and I'm drawing nuts. So he's just gonna lose. Does he believe in his deck? Ugh. Alright. We're both playing Book of Specters. So I get to play mine first. This is real. Do I coin Crystal Power that? No. He's gonna play his now. I just traded, I think. His giant is a lot more important than my giant. Oh wow. Oh, this is good. So I'm gonna have a 4/10 Drake. And maybe he plays his giant and I can just trade and swipe. Don't even lose my Drake. He might just save it for when he can just already calling it in the same turn. Or maybe he doesn't even have it in his hand. You may be looking at my hand and be like, wow, this is such an awful hand. But it turns out every card in the deck has a higher impact than you would think it would. So I'm just gonna hit him in the face, I think.
My will is not my will.
I do want to start playing these trains out soon. gonna play this because it's giving me 10 fucking armor. It's pretty good. Drew a Mulch Muncher. And yeah, so in a position like this, when you have huge guys and they've made it clear you can't deal with them, you should just hit them in the face. Me trading is how I lose this game right now. Give him a chance to work his way back. Double Roar would have been close to killing him. I think he's dead this turn. No. He had it. He's pinging his own guy. Tragic. I can Wrath this. Crystal Power this. These cards can't go face, so I don't care about that.
My calculations are flawless.
It's pretty big. Oh yeah, he couldn't kill my guys. I removed his guys. With my spells that can't kill face. And now he's dead. Alright. So yeah, I beat tier 2 deck of Value Mage. It's pretty good. Alright. These are good cards, but not the cards I want. Ferocious Howl is like... It's not proactive, which is why I don't want it. But it's a good card. Just want Witchwood Apple. Witchwood Apple is the nuts. There it is. Easy game. See, he's gonna play his, Oh, he doesn't have Book of Specters. I'm winning. I had my Book of Specters, but he doesn't have his. What an amateur. See, this is not ideal. I don't have any of my good cards on 4. But he's not doing anything, so this is okay. Intellect instead of Book of Specters might be some kind of Miracle Mage deck. Alright, I drew a good card. Ferocious Howl got me there. Just barely. Yeah, he's doing the thing. The Mana Vortex thing. Mana Cyclone. Why did I say Mana Vortex? Wow. Oh. Wow. I love it. And he's still got the... Oh. So unfortunately I can't, I don't have 6 mana. I was able to Crystal Power my Mountain Giant after this trade. But I'm still doing this every single time. He's probably not expecting me to be able to kill both. So this BGH is really huge right now. Because I think he was just really like praying that I couldn't kill both. That's why he did that. So he's Miracle Mage. Actually Miracle Mage. I've just got this guy's number right now. Not much he can do about it. I just have an answer for everything he's doing. Your Mountain Giant gets BGH'd. You're kind of tucked.
Let the pain speak to me.
I don't care about that Acolyte. I am going to play a second Mountain Giant, Pure Power this, and hit him in the face. If he can't deal with either of these, he's dead next turn. I think he's searching for like specifically Blizzard.
Just like you.
Wow. Oh wow. Impressive. That's a high roll. I just got high rolled so fucking hard. I don't think it matters. Okay, now it might matter. Huh. I'm in a strange position where I feel like I should really kill this, but on the other hand, I want to play Forest Aid really badly. I think it's just this. The middle ground. It feels bad getting cards out of my hand, but double Forest Aid is a lot of gas anyway. Shouldn't need that much stuff in my hand.
I will show you fear.
It's alarming. Okay, I need to survive this turn. So this actually may be a game where the Ziliax on the Mulch Muncher comes into play. If I can find it. Like right now, this is going to make my Mulch Muncher cost 2, and then I can play Ferocious Howl. Ziliax off the top, Mulch Muncher. It's pretty good. I lost. Yeah. Ooh. I didn't lose. Mulch Muncher is good. Last one. Didn't have to attack this guy's first. I think I want Wrath right now. If I kill this giant, I think he's just out of stuff. How is this my best play? God, I think I just want. This is a 4/5 and then a 4/4. Yeah, this is good. I just need to get this to 4 health. That's all.
You require my
Oh no, it's over. It's over. He has so many Ray of Frosts. How many has he played? 7? Okay. Fine.
Well played.
Unlucky. I just want Witchwood Apple. I like this Acorn Bear.
This be our neck of the woods.
Acorn Bear is so good.
This will be good. Nuts to you. Oh, up to no good.
I'm actually gonna Crystal Power
Nuts
this.
to you.
I'm gonna be playing Whispering Woods Bewitched Guardian for the next 2 turns, and I want him not to be able to evolve that guy if he has the thing.
Halt! Who goes there?
Wow, he just does it. Oh man, if he is fan. Just... But if he does, he can't dagger, and then still just swipe that. It's fine. He didn't just trade, did he? Yikes.
My will is not my own. From nothing, power.
I think the Drake's the best.
This'll be good.
Not clear.
Have no choice.
I'd rather him get the spell than do 2 damage right now.
Halt! Who goes there?
Alright, swipe this guy going into turn 8. Even though I missed a hero power, I'd rather just get the more guys and play. Maybe I just roar him next turn. Kill him.
Drink up me heart.
I don't think he can kill me. So I'm just gonna do this. Betrayal. Wow.
Oh, up to no good.
From nothing, power. It's hot. Drink with me, friend. Unity.
He's dead. I'm gonna play this just to for bonus points, you know. So I D-ranked a bit there. Variants and whatever. I'm not sure how good this deck is, or if it's good at all, or if it's even a real deck, but I like trying new things, so hopefully you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.